Anda tentu sudah familiar dengan nama Uyghur, sebutan untuk masyarakat Muslim yang tinggal di Xinjiang, sebuah wilayah otonomi di barat Laut Tiongkok. Jika Anda membayangkan Xinjiang sebuah kawasan kecil di tepi gurun pasir Asia Tengah, Anda keliru. Xinjiang adalah sebuah kawasan besar, luasnya setara dengan 3 pulau Sumatera atau sama dengan Pakistan dan Afghanistan yang digabung menjadi satu. Dengan luas 1,6 juta kilometer persegi, Xinjiang setara dengan 17% wilayah Cina dan merupakan wilayah otonomi terbesar di Cina. Namun, hanya 5% atau 80.000 kilometer persegi wilayahnya yang bisa ditinggali. Meski demikian, wilayah yang hanya 5% ini setara dengan 100 kali luas daratan di Jakarta. Lalu kenapa dengan Uyghur? Katanya ada genosida di sana. Katanya mereka disiksa dengan kerja paksa di kamp-kamp reedukasi. Katanya mereka dipisahkan dari keluarganya. Katanya ada pemerkosaan dan penyiksaan sistematis. Katanya ini dan katanya itu. Tiongkok membantah tuduhan ini. Wang Yi, Menteri Luar Negeri Cina, mengatakan tuduhan bahwa negaranya melakukan genosida terhadap Muslim Uyghur adalah konyol, absurd, serta sepenuhnya bohong. Benarkah topik genosida Uyghur hanyalah instrumen politik Amerika Serikat untuk menyerang Cina dan disebarkan melalui banyak media? Percaya atau tidak, ada atau tidak adanya genosida di Xinjiang, semua berdasarkan referensi yang Anda baca dan kesimpulan yang tentu Anda buat sendiri. Saya terlalu hebat jika turut membuat konklusi untuk menginjeksi kognisi Anda. Kasus Uyghur membutuhkan saksi untuk Anda yang masih saksi.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thanks for the question and also thank you for the interviewing me as well. So as you said, I was in Prague actually for 3 days, and there was what Uyghur Congress. And the first day, we have some international conference, but the second 2 days is we have like some election, the presidential election during that period. So I think the first day is a fantastic. So there is many parliament members from Canada, from UK, as well as from Prague, as well, also from Turkey as well. So it's a good conference actually, so that many international countries, they're aware what's happening in Turkestan. Because many people still suspicious and what's happening in Turkestan actually. And also there are some victims of the concentration camps actually. There are 3 of them, just like they are testified and what's happening in Turkestan in concentration camps. So that's a really touching stories of these 3 victims actually. So that what I want to say here is, yes, the conference is very important, and also it is like a platform for, advocating this Uyghur genocide to the international community actually. And also we democratically elected our next president, next for 3 years, Genosida as well. I think there are more than 200 members, elected members actually, by the people. So we elected, the president of the World Uyghur Congress as well. I think the election process also quite democratic. So in my opinion, yes, I hope that through this Congress, we can achieve something for people in Turkestan, especially in democratic ways actually. Thank you. Yes, actually is we want to as you know, there are many stateless people in Turkey as well. Of course, Turkish government also helping in their capacity, but not good enough actually. So that's why there are many people like stateless. There, many of them, their passport is expired, or they like what they call the resident permits, like revoked by the government, and so on and so forth. So many issues actually. So many people, and now is migrating to like Western countries like Norway and also like Netherlands, among the others. So we expecting actually, from this Congress also and take care and those people in Istanbul, in Turkey as well actually. And also, as you know, they're one of the populous country in the world. The Uyghur, the most of the Uyghur concentrated in Turkey as well. So that's why we want to give some voice to the Uyghur Congress. Actually, there are 15 members from Istanbul is elected. From the whole Turkey, I think is 25 or something like that. So there are 25 elected members. We, participated in this Congress. So we want to have our equal voice compared to the other Uyghur Muslims in Germany or like US. So basically, we want to have the equal voice with them as well. Thank you. Yeah, Uyghur rights, their road towards accountability. I think that's the theme. So Uyghur rights, their road towards accountability. That is, the theme of the main one. But and the first day is this one, but the second 2 days actually is we elected our president for what Uyghur Congress. Thank you. Thank you for this question as well. As you know, there's some voice and from mixed voice actually from Western countries, not strong enough as well. But unfortunately, there is no voice and from Muslim Islamic countries actually, including Indonesia, Malaysia, Turkey, and the most of the countries is not giving any strong voice to these issues actually. So actually, as you know, now genocide, Canada, US, Prague, UK, and also the Lithuania, so many countries declared as a genocide. So there is at least and some voice from them. Now after this is we want to advocate advocating these issues to in Turkey as well as in the Muslim world as well. So basically is we want to let more countries to recognize this Uyghur genocide so that we can give some pressure to the Chinese government actually. And also we want to at least some countries recognize our land as occupied and land by the Chinese government. So we want to work towards for that actually. If we can, what they call is if we attain, many countries declare the genocide and also and also recognize it as occupied and the land in Turkestan, so that we can give pressure to the Chinese government, so that at least we can get back some of the freedom from the Chinese government actually. So basically is we want to work hard, especially in Turkey and the Muslim world. They call the international community to stand with the Uyghur people actually. Thank you. Yes, just now I told you as well actually. As you know, and before 2016, where Uyghur people is quite independent, especially financially and also in anything actually. So meaning that actually we are bridging the business between China and Turkey. Many people actually importing the product of the Turkey to, especially in Turkestan. So actually they're bridging. So meaning that we used to be quite rich actually. Even I was in Malaysia, I never get any help from internet. I completed my PhD degree by myself. What I want to say here is before 2016, yes, we are quite independent financially. But unfortunately, and starting from 2016, the China's there will be two main issues actually. One of them is the status, whether they have the passport or they have citizenship. This is the one thing, and the second thing is financially, because the first one is the first, as you know, and some people they got their citizenship through MARP association in Turkey, or some of them they apply for by themselves buying land or buying the house and buying the property in Turkey actually. But unfortunately, still the half of the Uyghurs actually in Turkey is stateless, because China's government is not giving any passport to them. They're not issuing any passport or not renewing their passport. And also I think is in Turkey also quite slow actually. We cannot blame, but it's quite slow, or not giving, let's say supposed to be, I think, is they should give the passport based on the merit basis, not like, the quota basis. To just link to one association is not really good, actually. Supposed to be, let's say, at least you stay in Turkey for 5 years. You have resident permit, for example. I think they should look at some merit basis rather than just give to one organizations, then they do like some kind of the hanky pankies, actually. So what I want to say here is, Turkish government is, they should issue the citizenship based on the merit, based on their status, actually. So that is what I'm expecting from Turkey as well. And secondly is, the financially as well. So as you know, I told you before 2016, we are independent, but starting from 2016, the Chinese government cut all the financial resources. So there are many people in Safakwe and also like Zaytinburnu. They are facing a lot of financial and the challenges, especially they go to the hospital and also they have to pay huge medical expenses, actually. So at least we expecting from, of course, we cannot save the people in Turkestan, but at least try to save the people in Turkey. That is my request from Turkish government as well. So I know that, Turkish government has many problems as well, but just to take care, 20 or 10,000 the Uyghur people it's not the big matter if the government, they wants to take care, actually. So basically, that is my request. One of them is the citizenship, and another one is the financial issues, actually. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for this question. Actually, our issue is more than any parties, actually. It is more than AK Party, it is more than MHP, it is more than JHP, it's more than the Gelajak Party, Supposed to be our issues is humanitarian crisis against the humanity, actually. Supposed to be our issues is not linked to any party, okay? Not linked to any party. Supposed to be all parties, they should come together, including MHP, including AK Party, including JHP, including Gelajak Party, or including E Party, actually. Supposed to be, they should come together. They should stand with humanity, actually, or stand with the Uyghur people. So yes, Future Party or Gelajak Party, they send 2 or 3 delegations to Prague to attend the meeting. Actually, the World Uyghur Congress also sent the invitation to AK Party as well, but unfortunately there is no one from AK Party. They came to the conference, actually. Yes, they're showing some solidarity with the Uyghur people, and also, as you know, Gelajak Party is not very big party. It is just like emerging and small party, actually. So we don't know what they can do in the future, actually. But we expecting, actually, all the parties, they should come together, or like they should do some resolutions in the parliament, actually, in the Congress, so that, they will take the Uyghur people in Turkestan. So what I want to say here is, if the Gelajak Party alone or the future parties alone, what they call their power is limited, or their capacity is limited, actually. So supposed to be, in my opinion, all the parties, they should come together. They have to do something this and genocide happening in Turkestan. Thank you. Yes, actually, is to be honest, we starting from last year, 18 December 2020, we are doing the protest in front of the Chinese embassy in Istanbul. Almost for 1 year, almost like we used to, like every day, we are protesting in front of Chinese embassy. And now we are doing like weekly basis. One day in Beyazıt Square, and one day is in the, what they call is in front of Chinese embassy in Sarıyer. But unfortunately, the media actually is not paying attention to the Uyghur people, to be honest. There is no any media, especially for, there are some medias international level, they came to the Chinese embassy to support the Uyghur people. But unfortunately, in Turkey, I don't know, at least more than 50 news agencies in Turkey, actually. No one, especially the Ana Haber, or TRT or Ikhlas news agencies, but of course, if you want to, be our voice, yes, I think there are many victims of the Chinese concentration camp. There are many people, they're willing to speak what's happening in Turkestan, and also they're willing to speak what happened to them as well. So of course, you are welcome to, the interview or the support the Uyghur people. Thank you. Yes, actually is what to say is, as you know, I think you know the what's happening in Turkestan as well. The Chinese government is built up the, concentration camps actually, or the toplama kampları. They're building up many concentration camps, and also, they detain the women, they detain the children, even they destroy the mosque, and also actually there's not only concentration camp, there's underground prison as well. So meaning that, our people is really facing a big problem in Turkestan, especially the women and the children, the religious scholars, intellectuals, and so on and so forth. The Chinese government is telling the lie to the world, thing that this is the re-education camp, but it's not a re-education camp. For example, all the rectors, professors, intellectuals, all the professors, then they don't need the re-education actually. Basically, the Chinese government, they try to repress the Uyghur Muslims, or they just try to, what they call oppress the Uyghur Muslims in Turkestan. So they are very critical and the condition actually. Chinese government they're doing it and more. Why? Because the Muslim world is keep silent. That's why, what they call is they will take the courage to oppress the Muslims actually. What happened? I give very strong voice to international community. I saved my mother. As an individual, I can save my mother, meaning that international community can come together, they can save the Uyghur people actually. So for example, if we do protests in Istanbul, in what they call Indonesia or Malaysia or many Muslim countries, the Chinese government is like, stop back, So meaning that actually is, it's time to give the voice to the Uyghur people. It's before and too late. Actually, I testified also that all the mosque in my hometown is being demolished. Actually, there is something happened in France or something happened in Europe. If you give very strong voice, but even though, all the mosques is being demolished in Turkestan, but Muslim community or the Muslim world is kept silent. So that's why we request from international community to wake up. Actually, we come together, we are very strong actually. And also, we can give some voice to Uyghur people so that we can save the Uyghur people from Chinese tyranny. Thank you. I think is, to be honest, I'm not attached to any organization unless in Uyghur Academy actually. I'm in the Uyghur Academy, I'm an academician. As you know, I'm a social professor or doctor one of the University in Istanbul. Meaning that actually I'm not attached to any organizations, but I'm organizing the protest in from Chinese embassy, also in the Beyaz Square. Actually, I'm the main organizer, or I'm the one who leading this protest in Beyaz Square, as well as in the Chinese embassy in Istanbul. So to me, what the government doing right now is not enough. Now, to be honest, I'm not against Turkish government. I love Turkey. Actually, I came to Turkey, not because of I don't have the choice. I came to Turkey to contribute something for Turkey. Actually, I love Turkey. I consider Turkey as my second home, or my ikinci vatan yani. I consider as like second vatan of myself. So I don't want to see also, the declination of the Turkey as well. And also I'm teaching to the student, be hopeful. Turkey will be up again. I'm not what they call is anti-Turkish government. No, I love Turkey, but what the Turkey is doing is not enough. Okay, not enough. Even though, you just imagine, okay? Just imagine, we don't want to, okay? You go to this Turkestan and you open war to the China. No, we just, asking some basic and voice, or the basic and the support actually. Yani, today also my people, they went to Beyaz Square. They say Doğu Türkistan için ses ver. Yani, please give your voice to Turkestan. I mean, but the people is not giving any voice to the Turkestan, actually. To be honest, not only the government, as well as the Turkish people, not giving any voice to and these issues, actually. You can imagine we are like blood brothers, okay? This, yani, soydaş, kandaş, dindaş, ırkdaş as well. So we are many and commonalities as well, actually. But unfortunately, not only from the government and also from the people, I think the support is not good enough. So that's why we want some voice from the Turkish government as well. As you know, the Chinese government, actually, they're taking the courage to oppress the Uyghur Muslim because we keep silent. If we give the voice, the Chinese government is step back, actually. So that's why I think we expecting at least, not like, opening the war to the Chinese government. No, maybe some in diplomatic ways. Okay, they should, to do something. For example, the one road and one belt, for example, it will pass Turkey. Without the passing Turkey, the Chinese government, they cannot achieve the one road and one belt initiative. For that reason, also, Turkish government can demand something from Chinese government as well. Don't oppress those Muslims as well. Don't oppress these people as well. They are also human beings, actually. Okay, so basically, we expecting and something from Turkey. Turkey can play the role. For example, if Erdogan called the Muslim world, for example, call Pakistan, they stand with the Uyghur people as well. They will stand with the, Erdogan as well. But unfortunately, you see, when we're educating our crisis, Indonesia or in Malaysia, people say, okay, why do Turkeys keep silent when it's come to you, Then that is your blood brothers. If they keep silent, maybe there's some reason they are keeping the silence, So that's why, the Indonesian government or Malaysian government also, they don't want to give voice because of Turkey. You got the point. I'm not blaming the Turkey, but this is the reality. When we went to Indonesia, we went to Malaysia, people say, why Turkey keep silent? So that's why, when the Turkeys keep silent, Indonesia also keeps silent, Malaysia also keeps silent, and other countries also keep silent. That's why I think it's time to break and the silence to stand with the Uyghur people. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. Actually, initially, I partially answered to this question. As you know, the Muslim world can ignore the Turkestan, maybe can ignore the Turkestan. They can ignore the Uyghurs, actually. I'm just saying, but how come they are ignoring the Islam in Turkestan, That's my point, actually. Supposed to be, okay, you don't care the Turkestan, you don't care the Uyghur people, for example, okay? But how come you don't care the Islam in Turkestan, actually? The Chinese government is demolished thousands of the mosques. Actually, when I come to Turkey, you can interview me, okay? Meaning that I have the evidence China's government has destroyed all the mosques in my homeland, actually. So how come, even though the Chinese government is destroying the mosque or abolishing the mosque, I just wonder why the Muslim world is kept silent. That is the house of the Allah, okay? So meaning that they burn the books, actually, okay? And do you know that the Uyghur people, in order to save the Quran, they wrap the Quran and they threw away to the river. Okay, throw over the river because they don't want to let the Chinese government to burn the Quran. So they threw away to the river, and some people in Kazakhstan, and they find out, some Quran is coming from the river. You got the point on it. So meaning that, the Chinese government is destroying or abolishing the house of the Allah, and also they are burning the books of the Allah as well. So what I'm expecting from Muslim world, actually I mentioned before as well, okay, you can ignore Turkestan, okay, you can ignore the Uyghur people, but how come you ignore the Islam in Turkestan, That is my voice as well. So what I said before, the issue is not the cultural issues. The issue is not the religious issues. The issue is not like racial issues. The issue actually is basic humanitarian crisis against the humanity actually. So meaning that, I mean, if you see, like if you don't let the Chinese government to do all of this, abolishing the mosque, and I don't know how you can answer to the Allah as well actually. So meaning that, my brothers and sisters, actually China's government, usually they like step back, okay, if there is a strong voice from international community. Now they're taking advantage because even Turkey, even Pakistan, even Indonesia, even Malaysia, or like Saudi Arabia, many countries keep silent on these issues. So that's why they take the courage to what they call is the oppressing the Uyghur Muslim and the more actually. So I mean, what we can do actually, what we can do, we should, I mean, as maybe like organize some protests in front of China's embassy to demand, for example, a few days ago, they did in London. In London, the Muslims in the UK gathering together, more than 5,000 people demand from the Chinese government stop the Uyghur genocide as well as close the Chinese concentration camps. So why we cannot do Indonesia, Malaysia, and Turkey, and so on and so forth? Even we are doing more than 1 year, to be honest, there is no five and Turkish people, they come to and support us actually. Okay, yes, when you come to Palestine, when you come to Arakan, we are giving a very strong voice. Thanks for that. But when it comes to Turkestan, I mean, the international community is keep silent. So that's why what I request from international community of the Muslim world, and we should together, I mean, demand from the Chinese government, stop the Uyghur genocide, as well as close the Chinese concentration camps, actually. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Actually, I know Indonesia is, Indonesia is always in my special heart. I was in Malaysia for 12 years. So I can speak a little bit Bahasa Melayu, or I can read something in Bahasa Melayu as well, or Bahasa Indonesia as well. So as you know, Indonesia is one of the Muslim populated country, the highest Muslim countries. But unfortunately, there is no voice from, I mean, there is some, but not strong enough, the voice from Indonesia as well, actually. I know that Indonesian people, when come to the justice, or they come to what they call is, justice, they stand with the justice, actually. Even though I know that Indonesian people not rich, but their heart is very rich, actually. So, I mean, if they can give a strong voice, let's say Indonesia is more than 200 million Muslim population, at least, 10 million Muslim population, let's say only like 5% can give some voice to these issues, actually we can do more actually. So I'm asking from Indonesian people to, I mean, you can organize different protests, okay, in front of Chinese embassy to demand the Chinese government to stop the Uyghur genocide as well. And the second thing is boycott, made in China, actually. Okay, so actually our national economy is very important. We're supposed to be, in order to protect our national economy, we should boycott the product and services from China as well. And the third one is boycott Beijing and Winter Olympic, because as you know, this Olympic is coming very soon, but until now, I mean, China's government, they don't have the honor. They don't have any credibility to, I mean, held these Beijing Winter Olympic Games, actually. So what we're expecting from them, okay, the main issues, actually, basically, organize the protest in front of the Chinese embassy in Jakarta or the other parts of Indonesia. Second thing is boycott product from China, as well as boycott Beijing and Olympic. And if you can, that will be the huge help for the Uyghur people. And also, at least we can save the Islam in East Turkestan, actually. Thank you, sir.